bravely say, "Me too." You steadfastly say, "Black Lives Matter." You wade through floodwaters, battle hurricanes, brave wildfires and mudslides to save a stranger. You battle your own quiet battles every single day. You drag your weary bodies to that extra shift so that your families won't feel the sting of scarcity. You leave loved ones at home to defend our country overseas or patrol our neighborhoods at night. You serve. You rescue. You help. You heal. That, more than any law or leader, debate or disagreement, that is what drives us towards progress. Bullies may land a punch, disagreement, but they have never, not once in the history of our United States, managed to match the strength and spirit.
Practically anyone at any bank, all while performing a grand jeté between two grand pianos. She could, in a commercial. In real life, she uses it to pay her sister from her couch for that sweater she stained.
What sweater?
Life lived Michaela's way. Chase, make more of what's yours.
For more than 50 years, Northwest College has provided affordable, hands-on career training right here in Southern California.
Now I get to use the skills I learned at Northwest College to help people every day.
Trust Northwest College with your education. Get started now.
I was lost. I wanted to make a difference, but I didn't know how. That's when I first learned about Northwest College. Now I'm a dental assistant, and I make a difference because of Northwest College.
Trust Northwest College with your education. Get started now.
As soon as we got a truck, it was a Toyota, and the next one when our family grew, it was a Toyota, and then when we needed a commuter, it was a Toyota. They're just a joy to drive. You can run them and run them and run them, and they give and give and give.
And now, lease a sleek new 2018 Corolla for just $179 a month, or you can choose $1,000 cash back.
You know that you're going to get something great no matter what it is that you need.
We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Trump just addressed a sharply divided Congress and millions of Americans during his first State of the Union.
That's right. He talked about building a stronger America. Also, he called for unity.
Well, KCAL 9's Mola Lenghi is following the response from both the Republicans and Democrats tonight, who felt very strongly on the issues Trump talked about. He is live on Capitol Hill with the very latest on the State of the Union address and the rebuttal. Mola.
President Trump spoke for nearly an hour and a half before a joint session of Congress, touting the economy and a recently passed GOP tax plan and laying out a four-part plan for immigration reform.
The state of our union is strong.
President Trump says the accomplishments of his first year in office speak for themselves.
We enacted the biggest tax cuts and reforms in American history.
The president touted the economic upswing and put forth a plan to rebuild aging infrastructure.
Tonight I'm calling on Congress to produce a bill that generates at least $1.5 trillion for the new infrastructure investment.
President Trump offered to work with both parties to get a deal on immigration.
$5 trillion.
County reporter Michelle Gili has the latest from the scene.
NTSB investigators have arrived at this crash site, and they've put up a green barrier because there are bodies in the wreckage. What officials haven't told us is whether the person hit by the chopper on the ground is the homeowner. The helicopter slammed into a house at the end of the street, and we don't know whether that person is one of the 3 pronounced dead. This is new video from a witness who got to the scene right after the helicopter crash. Paramedics worked on a man on the grass next to the wreckage in a neighborhood. A second person was on a gurney and put into an ambulance. Electrician Edwin Fernandez got to the chopper before emergency crews did, and he says he held the hand of a passenger who was trapped.
The other guy that came out first, because somebody said, you know, I think he moved, so I just hold his hand, hey, are you all right? I don't know if I said, but I try to comfort him.
As the chopper fell out of the sky, people in the neighborhood next to Newport Beach's Back Bay ran to help the 5 victims. 4 of them trapped in the Robinson 44 helicopter, 1 hit on the ground.
We were downstairs and suddenly it sounded like a big truck crashed into the front of the house. That was the kind of sound it was, but I couldn't tell for sure which side of the house it was on. So I ran up here to see what I could see, and you could see what I could see. The helicopter was there.
The pilot crashed into the front of a home on Egret Court in Bayview Terrace around.
Ran up here to see what I could see. And
is about a mile away. This man saw a few people moving in the wreckage. He ran to help too.
I could see all the dust coming up, and I went over there, and the pilot.
Stu, what's the latest?
Elsa, Jeff, it's happening out here at the 8700 block of San Pedro. A very bizarre and yet sad story out here. One person losing their life inside a man lift out here in the off of San Pedro in the South Los Angeles area. A second person in that same basket jumped for his life, landing on the roof, being taken to the hospital by LA City Fire in moderate condition. Right now, though, the fire department's still here on scene. Department of Water and Power has been called out to the scene out here. They've shut off the power lines that basket has made contact with. Right now, the fire department is actually trying to figure out how to lower this basket to get to that last victim. Live in Sky 9 over South Los Angeles, I'm Stu Mandel. Elsa, Jeff, back to you.
All right, Stu, thank you so much for the update. Turning now to the weather. 2 straight days of record-breaking heat here in Southern California. Do we need a reminder again that it is actually winter here?
Right. KCAL meteorologist Evelyn Taft is here to tell us if we should expect a third or not. Good evening.
Oh, well, we are expecting very warm numbers for the remainder of the week, but the numbers are hard to beat from today and yesterday. We saw 80s, even 90s. So we're going to talk more about what we saw and where we're going over the next few days. You'll see earlier today we got up to 82 degrees in downtown, average being 68. So we were well above average for this time of year, close to record numbers for in downtown back in 1992, and we made it to 82, so we're about 3 degrees below that. As we get a look at temperatures this evening, it's mild, not cool.
He has shut down his business.
And now to this story tonight. A young boy is out of a hospital after being shot while sleeping. Police say gunfire erupts outside of a South LA apartment building, hitting the young boy inside. The 9-year-old was sleeping with his mother in their apartment near 104th Street and South Avalon at the time of that shooting. KCAL 9's Dave Lopez spoke with the family today and has the latest on the investigation.
Behind this gate, it was 10:30 last night. Detectives say one man walked right into that courtyard, went up to the door, and without saying a word, opened fire 5 times. The 9-year-old boy on this gurney, his family wants him identified only as David, took a bullet in his backside while he was asleep in this apartment in South LA.
He is 100% okay. Yeah, he should probably be coming or going or leaving the hospital today.
David's uncle told me that doctors removed the bullet from his nephew, and he can't understand why anyone would want to shoot up the place where David and his mother lived alone.
I mean, it infuriates me the fact that whoever did this is still running around and they're still at large.
Everybody knows David, that's little David, but no one's ever, nothing like this ever happened.
David's aunt said she can't believe it either. Detectives are convinced this was not a random shooting.
Second time the school has been hit by vandals. 2 iPads were stolen, but luckily they have tracking devices in them.
I'm very, very happy to report that we have very strong leads. We're just really moved by the tremendous outpour and the support from local parents, community members, stakeholders, everyone from our mayor, elected officials on down who are very, very bothered by this act of vandalism.
It's horrible. Police are now investigating. The district says the classroom should be cleaned up by Friday.
Well, it could soon cost students more to attend Cal State schools. A tuition hike may be on the horizon. A board of trustees will meet over the next 2 days, we're told, to talk about that. CSU Chancellor Tim White says that they are just starting that budget process. He says even if they do raise tuition, it won't happen until May at the earliest. Possible increase would be about $228 a year.
A portrait by Picasso headed to Los Angeles. Why this one may have meant more to the artist than any other, and how you can own it. I'm sure that's not going to be cheap. Evelyn.
And we're getting a look outside right now at Long Beach. Another warm day across Southern California. Will these warm, record-breaking numbers last? We'll explain ahead.
It was a huge law enforcement sweep all the way through California. The subject, human sex trafficking. That story coming up.
And fired for a mistake, the warning that sent serious shockwaves across Hawaii has now cost someone their job.
But first, here's a look at the best of LA and Orange County tonight on KCAL9.com, where we are always on. KCAL 9 News at 8. We'll be right. Here's a look at the best.
It's time for the 35th annual Paley Fest. Your favorite stars in person from TV's biggest shows. Tickets
one night. A spectacle. Visually dazzling. Simply astounding to watch. Experience Shenyun. Coming to 6 theaters in Greater Los Angeles, March 30th through April 28th. Tickets at shenyun.com/LA.
When did the word value lose its meaning? When did people start to not only expect less, but to accept less? At Kia, we're bringing meaning back to value with America's best value. Value with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Value with no payments for 3 months. Value from the brand ranked highest in initial quality with the Sorrento and Optima made right here in America. All of which makes Kia not just a great value, but America's best value. And right now we're celebrating by offering 3 months no payments with 0% financing for 75 months.
With CBS All Access, you can stream KCBS Live, including news and sports. Plus stream CBS shows and exclusive original series on demand across devices. Go to cbs.com/allaccess now.
CBS 2 exclusive. He was a secret person of interest in the Las Vegas massacre. Why he says he lives with guilt and regret.
A heated school board meeting was found in Paddock's hotel room.
He wanted to put a deal together.
Douglas Haig describes his first encounter with the man who would ultimately carry out the Las Vegas massacre, Stephen Paddock. Haig is speaking exclusively to CBS News, as we've just learned he was initially considered a person of interest in the case. Haig once had his own side business selling ammunition and sold ammo to Paddock, not knowing weeks later Paddock would open fire on a concert from the Mandalay Bay Hotel. Their first meeting was at a gun show in Las Vegas.
The young man pointed at him. He was 20 feet away or something like that. I said, all right, well, when he wants to, he'll come over. Well, he never did come over.
Several weeks later in Phoenix, where Haig lives, Paddock showed up again at another gun show. This time, Haig had what Paddock wanted, but it was at Haig's home, so Paddock met him there.
He showed up. He told me exactly what he wanted. I handed him a box with the ammunition in it, and he paid me and he left.
Haig says he sold Paddock tracer ammunition, which makes rounds look almost like the thing about the killer would trigger any major concerns for Haig. Paddock was polite and well-mannered.
I couldn't detect anything wrong with this guy. Usually folks that have bad intent, or they say something wrong, or they just imply that they're going to do something illegal or possibly against the law. I refuse service.
Haig says federal agents with Paddock because he put the ammo he sold Paddock in an Amazon box with his name and address. That box, Haig says, was found in Paddock's hotel room in Las Vegas. We'll have more on this.
You can see behind me, police have secured this scene. They will remain here until NTSB investigators return to this area in the morning. You can see just behind me that helicopter now covered with tarp just outside that house where it crashed earlier today. Amazing, but the homeowner who was inside at the time, she wasn't hurt, but 4 people on board weren't so lucky.
It was just so loud.
When Patty Fabian heard a helicopter crash 50 feet from her Bayview Terrace home, she ran outside to help, but there was little she could do, so she prayed.
My heart was broken. I mean, to know that there was people in there and you can't do anything about it.
Edwin Fernandez was working on the house next door. When he heard the crash, he grabbed his gloves and a knife. He says 1 man was lying on the ground. 2 men and a woman, he says, were trapped inside. He cut their seatbelts off.
The first guy that we pulled out, we all pulled out. He was conscious. He walked.
Fernandez says 1 man wasn't responding. David Henry, who lives a few doors down, saw the dust and debris and ran.
3 people were all crunched in there together, and we pulled it back. We could see them, but we couldn't. We weren't going to pull them out of there.
The FAA confirms 3 people on board were killed.
Also some audible boos when the subject changed to his immigration plan.
I call upon all of us to set aside our differences.
President Donald Trump opened his first State of the Union address with a plea for unity.
I'm calling on Congress to produce a bill that generates at least $1.5 trillion for the new infrastructure investment that our country so desperately needs.
I think we could work together and hopefully pass infrastructure reform that would help build American bridges, roads, and highways.
But President Trump prefaced his immigration plan with an extended monologue defining illegal immigrants as workers who are taking jobs away from Americans and gangsters who are killing Americans.
For decades, open borders have allowed drugs and gangs to pour into our most vulnerable communities. They've allowed millions of low-wage workers to compete for jobs and wages against the poorest Americans. Most tragically, they have caused the loss of many innocent lives.
And President Trump put a bright spotlight on the mourning and suffering families.
6 members of the savage MS.
Stop them any way we can, except implementing the Russia sanctions you guys voted for. Hi, Vlad.
See what else he has to say right after this newscast on The Late Show.
The porn star at the center of a controversy and mystery involving the president now says they never had an affair. The Wall Street Journal first reported President Trump's lawyer paid Stormy Daniels $130,000 to keep quiet about her alleged 2006 affair with President Trump.
But today, she issued a statement saying in part, quote, "I am not denying this affair because I was paid hush money, as has been reported. I am denying this affair because it never happened."
Just minutes before the State of the Union, Hillary Clinton explained why she didn't fire an aide accused of sexual harassment. Clinton wrote on Facebook that she would not make the same decision again that she made in 2008. Clinton says at the time she chose to dock his pay and demote him because she believed in second chances.
Well, emotions ran high tonight at a school board meeting in Pico Rivera. Several veterans voiced their anger over a teacher who was caught on camera bad-mouthing the military. CBS 2's Andrew Fujii shows us.
Let me move on to item here. There were lots of interruptions during the El Rancho Unified School District special meeting Tuesday with a broader agenda. Reporting in Pico Rivera, I'm Andrea Fujii, CBS 2 News.
And 2 mothers plead for help tonight to find the hit-and-run driver who killed a young couple in Jurupa Valley.
23-year-old Celeste Dominguez and 24-year-old David Lee Furry were stuck as they crossed Market Street to watch drift racers at a track on Saturday. Their mothers hope the driver or someone who got a good look at the car will decide to come forward.
There's got to be damage to this car. And if you have a heart and a soul, you've got to feel something.
We know somebody had to see something.
The families also want the city to widen the street or add a street light by the track so something like this doesn't happen again.
Only on 2 tonight, a warning about a new con game being played by people who want to steal your money. CBS 2's Rachel Kim joins us live in North Hollywood, where one woman lost her life saving. Rachel?
Well, Rick, this con started with a sob story here in this parking lot, and it ended with the victim losing $45,000. Tonight,
I don't think I can get my money back, but I want him to get caught.
This 75-year-old woman we'll call Anna didn't want to be on camera, but she wanted to make sure no one else got conned like she did.
She said she needed help and she pulled out a whole bunch of money.
Last Tuesday morning, Anna was in this North Hollywood shopping center parking lot when she was approached by a woman and a man. They told her they needed to go back to their country that night, but they weren't allowed to take their money back if she could help them donate their dough to a local church.
I did. I feel sorry for her.
The 2 then convinced us of the thieves who are believed to be targeting the elderly.
I used to help people all my life, but after this time, I won't do it. No matter what, just walk away.
police say the male suspect is in his 60s, the female suspect in her 30s with a thick accent. They're in a newer, darker blue Toyota Camry. If you've been conned or approached by them, please call detectives at LAPD's North Hollywood Division. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Rachel. Caught on video, look at this. A woman lets herself into an East LA backyard and steals 4 poodle puppies and their mother. The dog's owner says the same woman came to her home a couple of days before this, asked about the dogs, and claimed to be with an animal care center. The woman even left a phone number, but it turned out to be fake. The puppies are just a month old.
Tonight, in a David Goldstein investigation, the DWP is giving away millions of dollars to charity.
It's going on while the utility rates will increase again later this year. And David, you had to fight with the DWP to get these numbers?
Yeah, it took us months to get all this information from DWP. Now, while ratepayers complain about rising fees and astronomical bills, we found the utility is generous to charities. Millions of ratepayer dollars are just being given away. Bills contributions should stop because the decision to donate to one charity versus another could be political.
I don't think the department should be financing organizations and their people to come out there and pick my pocket.
Why is ratepayer money going to nonprofits, going to charity?
Well, that's a great question.
Martin Adams is the second in command at DWP and makes the decisions on those contributions. He defends them, claiming it's a way to help the community.
We don't want to be just every 2 months you receive a water and power bill. We need to be part of the fabric of Los Angeles.
We fought with DWP for months to get these records. At first, they produced what we found to be an incomplete report. Then weeks later came up with another report. But that didn't include hundreds of thousands of dollars that we found going to one nonprofit with close ties to the department. We searched the city controller's database and found the DWP paid the Council for Watershed Health, a nonprofit environmental organization, at least $220,000 last year. DWP says the money was for membership to the council and at least 200. Been trying to hide the money that's going to the council?
Oh, no, not.
And a contract for. And lo and behold, you don't report a single dollar to me.
I don't think it's suspicious. I think maybe it should have been on this list, but we did give you that information, how much money went to them, I believe.
Well, no, they didn't until we brought it up. Now, we found the DWP and the LA Bureau of Sanitation are the only public agencies that pay a membership fee to that charity, even though it's not required. Again, part of millions of dollars that are voluntarily given away, but the utility says it's just a small piece of their overall budget. Back to you guys.
All right, another great David Goldstein investigation.
Right. Thank you, David. We're going to have some warm and consistent temperatures, according to our guard.
And we're going to have a blue blood moon.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty nice out there, you guys. Actually, we're clear tonight, too, Pat. So the moon will be able to be seen tomorrow morning. 59 degrees right now. Winds are calm. Humidity right at 53%. What a day today. 82 degrees. We beat a record up in Big Bear. Tied one at UCLA. Big Bear hit 63. The old record was 60 from 2003. The one for West LA was 83 degrees. The reason we tied it, didn't go above it, is we had a lot of clouds streaming in over the ridge. It's been a dirty ridge. There's the high. You can see everything just rolling on top of it. Warm conditions are going to come. We're going to be nothing but consistent, if anything, over the next 7-day period. But you can see how we've cleared out beautifully this evening. These are mid and high level clouds through the area. Let me show you.
You may not know his face, but if you recognize his voice, then you're among the devoted followers who watch him chase breaking news.
And when you do breaking news, you've got to get there. There's no take two.
In the Sky with Stu Mundell, weeknights on CBS 2.
Hello, my name is Miguel.
Hello, my name is Todd.
And we work for Dignity Health Glendale Memorial Hospital.
We bring in clothes for our patients who don't have any.
We've been doing it for about 2 years now. I just feel very happy and positive that the patients go home with a smile.
It's a good feeling when you know you're helping people.
I'm Erica Olson. We're always looking to highlight acts of human kindness like Taja Miguel. Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
Walk side by side with Dustin Johnson, Jordan Spieth, Bubba Watson, Phil Mickelson, and the best on tour. Don't be part of the crowd when you are part of the action. Welcome to the club.
CBS 2 News is sponsored by the Genesis Open, LA's PGA Tour event.
Tonight, United Airlines is speaking out.
This after a paying passenger was denied boarding a flight to LAX. Here's the passenger, a peacock. The bird even had its own seat.
Yes, according to Instagram, a woman tried to fly from Newark to LA with the peacock, calling it her emotional support animal. But this was one bird that was not going to fly, at least for United.
Can you imagine if that peacock jumped over a seat and started flailing its wings and feathers? It would be beautiful, but it would be scary at the same time.
United says the bird did not meet its guidelines for a number of reasons, including its weight and size. Airline officials say they told that to the customer on 3 separate occasions before she got to the airport.
Have you heard of peacock?
No,
they're so loud.
Noisy. Yeah. Got to the airport.
Visit your local Ford dealer today.
Think of what you want, what you love. Your best time, your time. Now is the only time. More than that, it's the time you need. Fun time, special time, playtime. Morongo, good times.
Jumpstart the new year with a speed upgrade from Fios by Frontier. Get a year of upload and download speeds as fast as 150 megs for our usual 100 meg price, so you can upload pictures faster than Spectrum and stream movies on multiple devices when you switch to Fios TV, Internet, and Voice for $80 a month with no annual contract. Plus, enjoy Amazon Prime for a year on us. Switch at fiosbyfrontier.com.
Wow, that's a Chevy.
The most awarded lineup in the industry has people at a loss for words. Well, almost.
Oh, the pedal too?
Wow,
are
you kidding me?
I could go test drive one right now. Wow, this is it.
Oh, wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
Experience the wow factor.
Organization. To the fans, you have been awesome every step of the way. Thank you for your years of support. End of quote. Meanwhile, I asked head coach Doc Rivers for his thoughts on the trade earlier this evening.
You know, listen, I think we all, at least I know I do, appreciate everything Blake's done for this organization. But our goal was to win a title as a group. And, you know, that's the down part of this is, you know, we were fun, we were exciting, but we didn't get it done. And it's not Blake or CP. It's Blake, CP, DJ, myself, JJ. It's all of us didn't get it done. But that's why you're in sports too, Jim. Like you keep trying.
So the trio of Griffin's replacements were at Staples Center but not active for tonight's game against the Blazers. Danilo Gallinari returned after missing 25 games, and here he finds Lou Williams for the corner three-pointer. The Clippers trailed 56-51 at halftime. But the Blazers broke it open in the third quarter. Damian Lillard hits his 5th three-pointer. He had a game-high 28 points as Portland went up by as many as 22 points. Al Farouk Amino puts it away with the transition dunk, and the Clippers lose by a score of 104-96.
We can't.
This too is sponsored by your Southern California Toyota dealers.
There's only one place where you can get more adventure and more joy. Because the SoCal resident ticket is back. You can get it all for less. Save up to 25% on select multi-day tickets. So now's the time to get more happy.
When I think of kids going to school hungry, hunger, homelessness, in this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out. Or don't. The choice is yours.
Life can change in an instant. Be covered when it does with a health plan through Covered California. We offer free expert help choosing the best plan for you, and all of our plans include free preventive care. Financial help is available, so check for yourself to see what savings you qualify for. Open enrollment ends January 31st, so don't miss out. Because you never know when life will change. Get covered today.
It's a new year, the perfect opportunity to break free and start a new adventure. And with an incredible combination of capability, safety, and efficiency, you can elevate your freedom to new heights with the award-winning Jeep SUV lineup. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on 2018 Jeep Cherokee models.
So the satellite went out last night in the rain.
Plus 1,000.
At it. We're switching to Spectrum.
Wait, what? Honey? All right, you've got free HD and free primetime on demand.
Yeah, right.
Free.
With no contracts. Call 844-575-2999.
When it comes to AIDS, the more you learn, the safer you are. Make sure you're a survivor. Get the facts. CBS Cares.
Sponsored by Ultimed. Grow healthy with Ultimed, your community health network.
Right here, Dad.
The Infiniti QX60. Impressive performance and seating for 7. Lease the Infiniti QX60 for $409 a month or finance at 1.9% APR at your Southern California Infiniti retailer.
CBS 2 is giving away $500 each weekday.
Congratulations, Kevin from Santa Monica.
Watch for your chance to win tomorrow, plus your commute and forecast.
Is there more record heat on the way? Find out in your forecast.
On CBS 2 News this morning.
And just before cold
forecast.
Is there more record heat on the
complimentary trip to the...
I was so happy.
Oh, 6-year-old Hector Sandoval loves football and he loves the Rams. Today, his favorite player, LA Rams star running back Todd Gurley, delivered Hector the incredible news.
He's going to the Super Bowl. Hector had his final radiation last week and was given the all clear.
If there's a burger, we eat it. If there is a porn star, we bone it. If there's an immigrant, we deport it. If